Hi, this is Shade Foray with TaxSaleSupport.com. I'm here with Steven Swenson again, and this is one of our Property Deal of the Week videos for March.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about Indiana. Now, Indiana is kind of an interesting state because they have tax lien sales, but they have other types as well.
Yeah, so they are a tax lien state technically, but they also sell tax deeds. So, Indiana basically has three types of auctions. They have a standard tax lien sale that has a 1-year redemption period. And the rate of return ranges from 10 to 15%, depending on how you buy the lien. Most counties use kind of a premium bid method. But then there's a commissioner's tax lien sale where the unsold liens are issued to a board of commissioners, and they can basically sell those liens for less than the amount owed.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to come with a 120-day redemption period. So we're talking about a shorter period where you're going to be able to acquire the property.
Yeah, in other words, the commissioner's lien sale is kind of like a deed sale, but you have this 120-day redemption period.
Kind of like a redemption deed in a way. I mean, you still need to go ahead and do the foreclosure, and foreclose on the property, but you are such a short period of time, and they've already been offered in the standard sale.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, so we're going to look at some of the properties in the commissioner's sale.
Yeah, and then in addition, there's also a tax deed auction. Sometimes the counties will go ahead and foreclose on properties that didn't sell in the commissioner's sale and offer them up in deed sales, or they can go ahead and choose to go ahead and offer them as tax deeds.
Excellent. Before we move on, though, we've noticed that only about 15% or so of the viewers are subscribed. So we want to encourage you to subscribe so that as we put out these new videos, you'll be notified.
Yeah, would love to have you join us.
So the first sale we're going to be looking at here is for St. Joseph County, Indiana. And this is a sale that is scheduled to take place March 16th through the 18th, but allows registration up until the 15th.
Yeah, it's going to be held on ZeusAuction.com. So as far as the information within the county and how the commissioner sales work, here's a couple of the details about it.
Yeah, so basically, one of the things you have to do, because you're buying liens, basically carrying out the lien or trying to come to some kind of a redemption is probably going to require you to foreclose on the property. And so to do that, rather than trying to do it on your own, it's something you need to hire an attorney to do. And this is something that they can basically go through the foreclosure process to foreclose on the liens. And so even at that point, it could still redeem. But there's also that chance that it doesn't redeem and that you end up acquiring the property.
Yeah, well, not only that, you need to start this process kind of immediately.
Yeah,
because no later than 90 days.
Yeah.
So you've got a 120-day redemption period, and you need to start. You need to go ahead and notify the owner and any person of interest before that 90-day period. And so, you're really going to want to get an attorney quickly with these type of properties, start the foreclosure, and then also things like the attorney fees and any other taxes you pay, assessments, any of that information can be, that you're going to pay can be added to the lien amount, but you need to fill out the proper form with the county.
Yeah, and essentially you do want to make sure you fill out everything like that so that, any money that you get, you're basically going to get reimbursed for it, and you'll also earn interest on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. You earn a 10% interest on it down there,
Yeah. So here we're looking at some of the properties here. Now, this is actually a pretty big list of properties. There's over 900 properties, and they have the starting bid amounts there. Which we can see that start from $25 and range up to about $12,000.
Yeah, and there's most of them. Probably 80-90% of them, or probably 90% are $25.
Yeah.
There's a couple of $100 ones, some $500,000, a couple of $1,000, and then there's a couple of higher amount ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an over-the-counter sale where they've just set all of the bidding prices at the same amount.
Yeah, well, and one buying tip, when you're researching this list on the county record, you're going to want to search by owner name or site address. At least I was having a problem pulling up the parcel number using the parcel number provided.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the first lien example here. So here we have a tax lien that is basically starting for $25. This is on a piece of vacant land valued at about $3,500.
Yeah, and one thing that's interesting about this property is there's actually two liens right in a row. So, you could buy both liens $50. That way you have a double lot, and they're both owned by the same owner. So, chances are most of the people you're going to be contacting are going to be the same people. So in a way, you can kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah. Well, actually, and it's nice, to have two of these lots, right next to each other. It gives you a lot more space to build.
Well, and there's 900 properties on this list, so there is a lot of these type of properties available on here.
Yeah, if you're going to acquire one, you might as well go after the other one if it's right next to it.
The biggest thing about this particular sale is it's going to be more like a deed sale. You're going to need to start taking that action quickly and look into all the the rules and what you need to do.
Yeah, essentially,
what time frames.
Yeah, these are essentially liens that are coming up on the very end of the redemption period.
Yeah, so I think you're going to have a high chance of getting a lot of these properties.
Yeah. So here's the second lien that we're looking at. This one has a starting bid amount of what, $1,600?
Yeah. It has assessed value of around $35. The estimate on it is around $67,000. It's kind of hidden behind the trees. We don't know quite what condition it's in. And probably if we were going to buy it or spend, more than $1,600, we'd probably look into doing an on-site evaluation.
Oh, yeah. We definitely want to do an on-site evaluation with it to figure out, what the value is like. Because really that's going to be a big factor in whether or not you're going to want to pick it up. It's going to really come down to value because, there may be other homes on here also that start out at lower prices. It's going to be most important thing is going to be getting one that has the right conditions.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at $67,000 value, there's good potential profit.
Well,
there.
And especially if you pick it up for low enough. I mean, from what I could see, it wasn't too terrible, but you don't know because it was kind of behind the bushes.
Yeah. See, the next one we're looking at here, this one starts at $178. We can see that this is also a lot. It's valued a little bit higher at $10,000.
Yeah, exactly. Just a normal building lot. Picking it up for $178. Of course, it's going to be a premium bid, so it can bid up. But I think there's going to be a lot of properties here that sell for under $100. The one thing you'd want to do before, attending this type of sale is get an attorney worked out that can handle that, and so you kind of know what your costs are going to be, at least to a degree.
Yeah, because you'll need to be able to start that foreclosure pretty quickly after. But the value is pretty good on a piece of land like this, and it kind of is what it is. Another one we have here. This one is a single-family home. We can see the lien amount here is $3,242, so about $3,200. And it has an assessed value of about $44,000.
Yeah. Seems to be some type of structured property. Of course, we'd do an on-site evaluation. We always do. And we usually wouldn't do that with a lien, but the chances.
Yeah, these are more like. Yeah, they're more like deeds or redemption deeds, basically.
Yeah. And so we'd really want to get that condition checked out because we're going to start the foreclosure, and we've got at least a 50-50 shot of acquiring the property. I think in a lot of cases.
And there's significant value to this property. I mean, an estimated market on it's $142,000. So there's potential value there if you can pick it up at the right price.
Yeah, for sure. And that's just a few of the properties that are available on over I think 934.
Yeah, it's a big list. And also here, basically we have a couple slides here to show you some of the problems you run into there with the land records when you're trying to do it by parcel.
In fact, this actual part is when looking up any type of governmental lien. So when you look up the property underneath the parcel search tool, you're best going to be looking up using the owner's name or the address. But when we're researching any type of these properties, because you're going to have a higher chance of ownership, we're going to want to go ahead and look up the deed information as well.
Yeah, in other words, you've got to treat it just like a deed, in that we need to see if there are any other liens against the property that we might need to pay for, even if we were to foreclose on it. In other words, could there be any kind of government-issued liens against the property, sewage liens, which you can actually see, a couple of liens there. You see a federal tax lien that was issued there against the property, so it could have an IRS lien, and then you can also see the sewage lien.
Yeah, well, and one thing that's interesting, what we were able to do is we just looked up the property owner's name to see anything that was attached to the property. Now, these sewage liens may be attached to their property. If they own multiple properties, it may not be. One thing as well is we can see this is a pretty old lien back from 2008, but right above it we also see where it says sewage lien release.
Yeah, so a lot of times, we'll be able to see where, old liens in the past that have already been taken care of, or if they're still outstanding, we can sometimes see that too.
With the federal tax lien, if that's still attached to this particular property, and it may, and because we're just looking in the basic records.
It's pretty old though, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty old.
It's from like 1991.
If it was still attached, then we would go ahead and send the information to the IRS. Chances are they would go ahead and release the lien.
Yeah. So again, we've been looking at some of the details here for this Indiana county. Which county is it actually we're looking at here?
St. Joseph.
St. Joseph County, Indiana.
I think so.
And their commissioner's sale, which registration for that ends on the 15th. I think the sale said it went on the 16th and 17th.
Yeah, register, but like Shade said, by the 15th. And be sure to go through and read all the details. We just covered just a bit of them. You're going to want to go through all of it and make sure you understand, what you need to do.
Because they're not like a regular lien where you can just buy it and wait and sit back for, to get a check in the mail. You have to start the foreclosure.
You have to start it within 90 days.
Yeah.
So, you've got to act on these quickly, but there is an opportunity to go in and if you had a good deal worked out with an attorney where you bought a bunch of this land and they could do it fairly inexpensive, and you're picking up for $100 a lot or something, you could pick up some pretty good property there, go through the foreclosure, have a bunch of it that ends up, coming into to your ownership. And then if it does redeem it, they offer a 10%, return. So
yeah, well, and there's a lot of things working for the investor on this list. It's a huge list, so there's probably going to be a lot of properties that get overlooked. And that 90-day redemption period, 120-day redemption period that they have with it, will be enough to scare some investors off. So I think it could limit the amount of competition you're dealing with anyway.
Yeah. If you like what we do, go ahead and download our free ebook. You can click the link in the description. You can also register for our monthly free webinar, Thursday night webinar.
Yeah, we'd love to have you attend. Or you can also join our membership program on taxsalesupport.com. That's just $39 a month if you're paying month to month, and you can cancel anytime. Or if you do like a 1-year membership, you can get it for $29 a month. But that's basically where we provide tax sale lists for different sales, around the country, as well as training, tax sale training, like the weekly webinar that we do and all the past trainings we've done and all the materials that you can download.
Yeah, we really do believe it's one of the best values available online.
Yeah, hey, thanks for staying to the end here watching this video. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button.
Yeah, appreciate it.